We just went grocery shopping. I just filled the grocery haul, and I thought now would be a good time to show how we store our food on the boat. So I did not clean any cubbies. I did not clean the fridge before filming. So everything always looks dirtier on camera than it really is. I'm going to take the center divider out. So our fridge is actually really, really big. So I'm going to take a couple things off and show you the next layer. So I took these two bins out, and that's how far down it goes. So at the bottom, in that corner, I've got the sauerkraut. There's the corn tortillas I have under there. There's also that blue bag you can see under there is actually celery. So this goes back. There's some cubbies down at the bottom as well. Under here, we've got pickles and some citrus balsamic dressing. And then down here is kind of where I keep our bulk vegetables. So on this left side, I have some zucchini, and there's a package of tofu down there. This coleslaw rests right on top. On this side, I've got our spring mix that we removed from the plastic box that it was in and put it in a bag. It's much easier to store in a reusable produce bag. And then down there, I've got our head of cauliflower. On this side, we've got our kiwi. This is our water, Brita filter water pitcher here. Down at the bottom is where I often keep bread. So I've got our loaf of bread here. We've got some extra mustard and ketchup down here. I've got maple syrup, our hemp hearts over here. This is kind of our condiments drawer. So we've got some soy milk I had open there. There's our Better Than Bouillon, our yeast. There's some more yeast, I think, down at the bottom. There's also miso paste in there. We've got our just mayo, our vegan mayo, and that just kind of tucks back in this corner. It sits on that bottom plastic tray. This is where we keep our drinks. We've got beer and a couple seltzer waters in there right now. This is some more condiments. So I said down there I have some extra mustard and ketchup. This is where we actually use them. So we put them into these plastic containers just because it's a lot easier to store. It's easier to fit in here. We've got some Worcestershire, vegan Worcestershire sauce, and there's some sweet chili sauce back there. We've got a couple different mustards that we got at Sam's. They had like a 3-pack. These are awesome. I love them. So that's the bottom. Let me show you what I have in these two containers. So here I have some spinach. This we need to use up from last week's grocery haul. We also have some mushrooms and some tofu that's been marinated in that white balsamic dressing that we have. I've got some green beans in here we got at the farmer's market. Those need to be eaten. We've got some carrots here. There's a couple zucchinis here. That's what we're going to have tonight, is that pizza. So this just sits right on this dirty little ledge down there. So we like to keep our lettuce and stuff in between the two because it's not as cold down there. It's colder next to the freezer up top. So we keep all our lettuce down there, and it actually stays a lot longer than if we like put it up here. Like this spinach, see how it's touching the freezer? That'll go bad real fast like that. So I just have it up here because we need to eat it. In this container, that's just a little bit of lemon juice. We have this is kind of our dairy container. So I've got some tofu, I've got some chow cheddar, we've got our tempeh, there's some olives in there, some hummus, there's our yogurt alternative is in there, there's the sausages there. So that all kind of slides in together. That will go right there. And then we just put our water back in there. Usually we have anything that is like leftovers, like big leftover containers, or like right now we've got the kiwi. We'll kind of sit right on top here. There's plenty of room there. There's plenty of room to shove things like the bread can go right there. And the fridge still closes. So it's really a giant fridge. And a lot of people are a little taken back by like deep freezer or deep fridge kind of setup. It's actually the most energy efficient setup. One thing I didn't talk about is the freezer. So we've got a couple of beers in here cooling right now because we just got done shopping. We've got our 3 ice trays. So these you can just kind of rinse off the sides and the trays will actually slide out. And then you've got ice cubes in there. We've got a couple ice packs for lunch pails and things. We've got some frozen bananas down at the bottom. There's a frozen banana, and then there's a couple peeled frozen bananas in a container down there. We've got some tempeh I'm going to freeze, and our fresh bag of plant-based burgers in there. This basket here is where a lot of our fruit goes. So in the bottom, we've got some apples from last week. We've got a couple avocados. We've got a mango, some lemons, and the potatoes that were from last week that we need to eat first. We've got a bunch of garlic and red onions and yellow onions there. We've got our potatoes that usually go right there. We've got some bananas hanging in between. And then this is usually where another hard fruit will go, like cuties or pears or apples or whatever we've got at that time. But right now we've got kiwis instead. That was like our other fruit. Usually it's bananas and another fruit. So kiwis were our other fruit this week. So we're not going to put those in that basket. We're going to keep them in the fridge. This is where we keep all of our tomatoes. And then we've got our figs in there right now. This is kind of our snack cubby. So behind the sink, we've got all this storage here. And again, if you see something dirty, I'm sorry, I didn't clean first. So this is our snack cubby. This is our seasonings cubby. So, I mean, it's huge. You can see how much seasonings we have in there. This in here is where we keep all of our vinegars and oils and soy sauce and sesame oil and nutritional yeast, all that fun stuff. Up here behind this hand towel, this is where we dry our hands. We've got our coffee grinder in there. We've got a new coffee we just got. We've got a little to-go iced coffee container if we ever want to take iced coffee to go. We've got our salt, pepper. There's some extra salt here because we do grind salt in the coffee grinder. Actually, we buy the coarse salt and grind it. We've got our bread flour. There's some brown sugar and some white sugar back there. We've also got like our utensils, our main utensils right here. We've got all of our dried stuff here. There's some black beans down there, some white beans, some garbanzo beans. There's flaxseed under here. There's chia seed. This little cubby is usually our pastas. So we've got a couple pastas here, and we've got some nori sheets here. Got a little bit of leftover rotini pasta here. So that's usually where all the pasta goes. So this is our fridge here. That's the sink, fridge, and then that's where like our drawers are. There's 4 drawers there with our utensils and other such things. And then right here on the side, there's a shadow. Right here is our pantry. So this is a pretty small little pantry. We have a few things in here. We've got some sun butter in there. We've got some vital wheat gluten. We've got some things like our bacon bits and our magi. And then what else we got? We got some jackfruit, some extra Old Bay seasoning. We've got another shelf. We've got our hearts of palm, sweet peas, black olives, egg replacer, some cashew butter. There's even some corn in there. It's like a big cabinet. I mean, boats are really about efficiency. Down here is all our baking stuff. We've got some baking soda, baking powder, some cornstarch, all that kind of stuff is down there. So there's the pantry, then we're coming along our fridge, our sink, our stove. We've got this closet here. So this is our bedroom, and we've actually taken this closet to be our pantry closet. So this is where a lot of our extra stuff goes. So when we buy big bulk items, big bulk canned items at Sam's, This is where the extra goes. We've got our corn, we've got some sweet peas, and there's some green beans behind there. Diced tomatoes, some edamame noodles, some regular noodles, like extra. We buy a big box of noodles at Sam's, so all the extra noodles that don't fit in that cubby in the front go there. This is our bulk seasonings. We are really trying to limit our waste. Baby steps, but we buy some of our seasonings in bulk and then just fill our little containers. And then we've got some leftover containers in here. That's where a lot of those go. We've got our raw cashews are here. Whoa. We've got some PB Fit peanut butter. We've got our coarse salt. Like I said, we grind our own salt. So we've got Hawaiian coarse salt here. We've got some extra brown sugar, vital wheat gluten there. We've got our rice goes here, some cereal. There's a bag of nutritional yeast here. And these are some extra rings for our Instant Pot. And that's how we store our food. I was waiting for the perfect moment to film this video when everything was clean, and I was just finally like, I'm just going to film it right now. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.